Hey everybody, what's up? Hope everybody's doing good. Looks like we might be having some internet issues. I tell you. I don't know. We're going to check it out here though. Hold on one second. If you could. Hold on one second, people. I'm not sure if it's on my end or whatever, but I'm gonna figure it out real quick. I seen this. Okay, I think we're okay right now. We fly by fly. All right. Well, we're gonna keep rolling. I just seen I actually my frames just dropped completely out like 3 times. Now it looks like it's stabled out. So okay. Well, we'll just keep moving then. Good to see everybody. Good to see everybody. Can everybody hear me and all that? We're all good, right? Please share it out, guys. I just did a members only live stream. There's also something else I needed to pull up here real quick. Told you guys I was going to do this at the beginning, and that's what I'm going to do. Let's see here. Where is that thing at? Where's that random number generator? I just had it. Where'd it go? Where did it go? Where'd that thing go? I just had a stinking random number generator. Huh. Trying to find it. Hold on one second here, guys. Wow. Okay. It's not there. There it is. There it is. I found it. Now, guys, I'm not sure if this is going to make me buffer or not, but I got to do it like this, so we're going to see. Okay. Oops. My channel. All right, we're going to go down here. To the live, to the live, to the live. And go down to the video I asked you guys to leave a comment under. And that's right here. Okay? So I'll pause that one and I'm going to scroll down. We had 109 comments. Okay? So, what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to take this random number generator right here, okay? We've got 109 people. And I'm going to hit this button, all right? So, I'm going to give away 3 decks, okay? And the reason why it's 3, because you guys got it over 100 on the comments. So, that's what I'll do. So, here we go. I'm going to spin it. Spin it, spin it. Here we go. What number we get? What number we get? What number we get? 40. Yay! Number 40. 40 in the house. All right. 2 more, guys. 2 more. All right. Here we go again. It's coming. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. What we got? What we got? 77. Okay. 1 more. 1 more. Here we go. Just trying to have some fun, guys, and give back to you. This won't take me much longer, okay? This is the last one right here. So, 12. All right. Now what do we do? Well, first thing we do is get this random number generator off of my screen. How about that? So, we'll go down to comment number 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Mary Miles. That's right, baby. You got one. Got a deck there. All right. So Mary Miles was number 10. Was it? That was 10, wasn't it, guys? Was it 10 or 12? I wrote down 12, but let me go look. Let me look. Well, just in case, I'll look after the stream. Number 12 is carnivorous carnivore. It's 12? Okay. Well, I tell you what, since I jacked that up, you're both getting a deck. Okay? We're just going to do it that way. That's the only fair way to do it. I'm sorry, guys. So I'm going to I'll send them both out one. Okay? So next number was 40, right? So what we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Trish is 14. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 39. That's 8 right there, 39. Susan Kiefer. All right, Susan got one. That was comment number 40. Alrighty. Now we got to go down to 77. So we got 37 more to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's 40. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 77, baby. Hey, Deep Quake, you got one, brother. That's right. I tell you what, all the gifted memberships you got, you should have a whole freaking set of these, right? You know what I'm saying? Wow. Thank you, by the way, Deep Quake, if you're in here. If not, when you hear this, okay, let me know. Now, guys, if you guys won, you gotta have to email me and email me an address, okay? And I'll send you guys out the Sunspot cards, okay? That was number 77. Okay, so we got this under control. Now, there's the giveaway, guys. So thank you guys for anybody that did come back and leave comments. I guess I could do this real quick. Let's do this real quick. Bicycle cards. Images. Okay, right here. That's what they look like, guys. Sunspot cards. Okay? They're very high quality. They really are. Bicycle, they just did a bang up job. But that's what the back of the cards look like. There's your jokers and there's your face cards. Now, I will say this, that they quit making these back in 2018. So my wife was awesome enough and she found a whole brick of them. So those are the cards you guys are getting. Hopefully you guys like them. If this works out well, guys, I'm not going to take up as much time next time. I'm going to streamline this to where it only takes like a minute or two to get done. Because I know people aren't here to watch me give away cards. Okay? I get it. So I'm just going to move on now. Okay, so here we go. Now, what we got going on today? Well, we had a couple flares, guys. Nothing much of going on of any kind. The geomagnetic activity, guys, is extremely low. If this lasts much longer, we will have to be watching out for cosmic rays. What that means is when we're low geomagnetic activity, cosmic ray risks rise because the geomagnetic activity actually helps us deflect and absorb those cosmic rays. Now, when we're under a cosmic ray warning or what have you, it's almost the same as flare warning, okay? They don't like people flying high latitudes, especially pregnant women. And there's a whole lot of other things that can happen. And we'll go into it in a little bit more detail when we get back into solar minimum, when we're talking about cosmic rays, because it's more of an issue then, okay? Now, the title, right here. See this? This is SOHO, right? I show you guys this satellite all the time. This is LASCO C3. This satellite's, from our point of view, it's about 1 million miles closer to the sun than what we are. You guys see these two big bright balls, right? Those are the two brightest stars in our sky anyway. Well, that are inside our solar system. That's Jupiter and Venus. Okay? Now, those are going to converge. And when they do, they become very, very bright. But, unfortunately, it's going to be during the daytime. Okay? They cannot overcome the sunlight, obviously. So I want to point that out first and foremost. So why am I talking about it? Well, because number one, it's cool. Number two, planetary alignments can cause eruptions on the sun. Now, typically that would have to line up with the sun. In other words, if we're looking at the sun here, Jupiter would have to be here and Venus would have to be back here, right? A straight line. Or, say Jupiter's here, Venus would be over here. So they're straight lines through the sun, right? The magnetic lines. What that means is everything's connected magnetically. And just like with the radiation storms I talk about all the time, we're connected to the right side of the sun, right? Our magnetic connection is. With that being said, let me just say this. It's kind of similar when you got planetary alignments, because if you remember, and let me just take you over here to the CME tracker. This is a really good way for me to explain this, okay? This is the NASA version of this model. I'm not using it for that reason right now. But see how Earth is here, right? This dashed line is our interplanetary magnetic field line. So if anything blows off the sun that direction and it crosses that line, I've said this 1,000 times, the protons will actually go backwards and get to our planet. A lot of times will put us into radiation storm level. Now, typically it's not that big of a deal because you really have to have a very strong radiation storm. They didn't even come up with the S ratings until a few years back. Okay, they didn't even pay attention to that or even data collect that. Right? There was no warning system there. Is what I'm trying to say. So that's fairly new. But that being said, the effects that we see, we really have to get to like an S4 or S5 to really, for most of us, to even care about it. Okay? S1, I don't even hardly talk about those other than the fact that it's happening. Right? We don't see effects from that. It'll tell you right on their warning system, no biological effects at all. Now, with our weakening magnetic field and all those things that we consider, that might change. I don't know. I'm not here to argue that. I'm just telling you what's actually going on, right? So with that being said, with the planetary alignments, we don't see Jupiter here. Okay? The last planet we see is Mars. You know, I just thought about that. Give me 1 second. I think I can do this better. Okay? So hang in there just for 1 second, guys. Let me do this. let's go to, because I know geoseismic, space weather, live.com, stereo, what is Lagrange point? Okay, well, we're not going to do that, I guess. Oh, here it is. All right, yeah, the sky live. Okay, this is a much better way to show you this. So I can back it out, right? This is our solar system, obviously. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of these, except for Pons Brooks, these comments, the comets, okay? So as we're looking at this, we want to go down to the ecliptic. You see this? The ecliptic is the equator of the sun, an imaginary line that stretches out infinitely. That's what we call the ecliptic. We use it as a point of reference when we're talking about positioning of planets, comets, those kinds of things. Even CMEs. If we have a CME going below the ecliptic, you know what that means? That means it's going south. Right? So, if we look at this, and we look at it from our point of view, okay, what do we got? Look what's going on here. Here's Earth. Here's the sun. Here's Venus. And here's Jupiter. Now, I know that when we look at it on SOHO, that these two planets, when they converge, they're off to the west, and east-west is reversed. Remember that when we're talking about the sun. So it's not a direct straight line, but it is fairly close for this convergence, and the sun lines up with it. This is the only reason why I'm bringing this up. Because when we see these planetary alignments, especially when Jupiter and Venus are involved, if you get another gas giant back here like Saturn, if Saturn was over here, I would almost just tell you guys, hey, we're going to see a CME one direction or the other. That happens, guys. Just like when a CME crosses our magnetic field line, you got to imagine all these planets that are lining up with each other right here. All those magnetic field lines start to line up too. So it makes us all connected, which we already are anyway. We're connected to the sun, and via V, the sun is connected to everything else. So what's that make us? It makes us connected to everything too. So even when things happen across the solar system, it can affect us. And that's my whole point in saying any of that. Now, I'm not going to go into detail why planetary alignments do this, do that, and all that kind of stuff. That takes a lot of time, and it takes a lot of time to explain. And frankly, I'm probably not the best person to explain it. I'm always honest about that stuff. I understand it, but can I show people and teach them on that particular point? Probably not. I'm not the best person for that. I would send you over to Tamitha Skov. You know, guys, I talk about her all the time. Just great information, okay? She knows what she's talking about. And I'm sorry, if Tamitha's listening to me, I'm sorry I keep just using your first name. I need to give the respect where it's deserved. That's Dr. Tamitha Skov, guys, okay? I'm just telling you. Very highly educated. So, anyway, she's got stuff on this, I'm sure, on her channel. So if you guys go over there and check her out, you'll get some really good explanations in ways that you can understand them. So anyway, that's the convergence of Venus and Jupiter. Okay, Venus, they call it our sister planet because, you know, short of it being just acid falling on your head, if you were on the planet, they say it was like us years ago and all. I'm not going to get into that kind of thing, but it does have a great influence on us because it is the proximity of Venus to us is close. It's the next planet over, guys. Now, also remember they call Venus the comet planet because it will actually, if you look at it in the right view, you'll see a tail on it. It looks like a comet half the time because of what Venus is made of and what it's doing with its atmosphere and stuff. So kind of keep that in mind. Now, so you got Jupiter out here anytime Jupiter's involved in anything, you have to take notice. Okay? I basically consider it when I'm talking about geomagnetism and stuff like that, or magnetism at all in our solar system. I consider Jupiter our second sun because it was really almost that. It almost lit, okay? We almost had two suns. So we could have been out there like Luke Skywalker with our hand on our knees in the desert looking up at that sky, right? Oh, if only that were true, right? Maybe we could use the Force and shut out all the negativity. Who knows? Anyway, and by the way, Yoda needs to quit talking in third person, first person, whatever the heck he talks in. I'm a Yoda fan. Matter of fact, I'm the child fan. I got Grogu stuff all behind me right now. I'm a Star Wars junkie, guys. I'm a Star Wars junkie. But if you guys were wondering where Ponce Brooks is located right now, there it is. Okay, remember I talked about that the other day, right? That it just got its tail completely blew off. And that's exactly what happened there. So, yeah. Menacing Muskrat. Will these alignments put more stress on the volcanoes like Stromboli, Italy? Menacing, yes, they can. We have a lot of different effects that can happen with planetary alignments. You know, a lot of the tug we see when we see these alignments is magnetic, but there's also a gravitational thing involved. Okay? Now, things have to line up fairly straight for all that stuff to happen. Okay? And looking at this in kind of a rough way from up Earth's butt over here, see? If you look, the more I zoom in, what happens is you'll start to see, I'm trying to line this up, I'm sorry. You'll start to see, because if I back out and I do this, it looks like Venus and Jupiter are almost dead in line with the sun, right? But if I go closer, what happens? You see how far away to the right now they are? That's my point. Okay? And just like Obi-Wan said to Luke, right? I'm going to go with the Star Wars stuff tonight, I guess. It's all about your perspective. You know, I didn't tell you Darth Vader was your dad. From a certain point of view, Darth Vader did kill your dad. You're funny, buddy. Let's me and you go over here in this freaking this swamp over here and wrestle. I'm just kidding. But no, perspective changes everything. It really truly does. When we're talking about CMEs, stuff like that, 100% changes everything. So I'll just say that. Now, so what else we got going on? That's that planetary alignment. Could we get eruptions from that? Absolutely we can. Now I'm going to take you guys over here to I'm going to take you to SD. Well, we'll just go to seeds first. Now I have to say, well, I might be changing my mind here. This just happened. So this is a CME. I looked at this one here earlier. And I seen it. And this, I'm going to pause it here because this is necessary. Most people aren't going to see this unless they've watched me for a minute. Or somebody else that talks about this. This is the occulter disk. This is the same satellite I said earlier. It's 1 million miles closer to the sun from our perspective. This is a black disk. It's physically on the camera. Okay? You can't move it. It has to be there to block the main light of the sun, or we don't get an image at all. So, with that being said, as when we see energy poke around the whole thing, that means we've had an eruption that produced what we call a halo signature. Only reason we call it a halo is not because there's an angel out there flying around. It's because of the visual that it gives you. The halo around this occulter disk. It's a visual thing only, okay? Has no scientific backing of any sort. Again, it's a perspective thing. Because imagine if we were over here, looking from this direction, it wouldn't be a full halo, right? So again, perspective again. We have to know where we're looking from. And this is one of the biggest mistakes I see other people make. They'll go to a satellite and show people things and say this, that, and the third, and they don't even know where they're standing to look at. There's a learning curve there, right? And I get it. I made bunches of mistakes early on in my channel. I'm talking almost everything coming out of my mouth was wrong. I go back and look at some of that stuff, and I am so embarrassed of that crap. And yeah, so I'm just going to leave that in my rear view, right? I'm moving forward. I don't have to worry about all that crap anymore. But, hey, Deep Quake, you want a deck of cards in case you didn't know? Email me. Okay, so, yeah. That is that eruption that happened. Something happened here, and I haven't seen it yet. So if I back it up and we go here, this is the newest one. Okay, so what are we seeing here? Well, that's the end of that other halo eruption, and it's not a full halo either. I guess it kind of is, but it looks to me like it's going this direction more so than anything, which would be to our southeast. Now, what this one's showing us is this eruption here. I've not looked to see if that actually happened on this side of the sun. So what we're going to do is you're going to go with me here, guys, okay? So let me just do this. But that was a great point. Whoever asked about the quakes and the volcanoes, planetary alignments, yes, they can. So let's do this real quick. What is today? Today is the 22nd, right? Okay. Look, that put the 23rd there. You want to know why? Because we're 4 hours different from UTC, and it just turned 8 o'clock 15 minutes ago. So that's why. Let's take a look at the 94. That's usually where I start, guys. That angstrom of light. Again, this is a satellite from our perspective. Okay. Yeah, we've got some eruptions on this side. So we'll take a look at this and see what we got. I'm sorry I'm quiet here for a second. I just don't want to miss it. Okay. So what I think I know what's going on here. And I know it seemed like really quick for me to make a judgment call there. But it really doesn't take a whole lot here to understand what's going on. And the reason why is because there's no sunspots really over here. We've seen this one in the Earth strike zone, right? What's the Earth strike zone? It's that rectangle box right in the middle. Anything that rotates past that or through that, if anything happens in that area, typically it's going to be coming at us. This just happened. This is a CME and a flare, it looks like, okay? Doesn't look like it's a huge CME, but it is coming at us. How do I know that? Well, it's in the Earth strike zone. Right there. Okay, if you look at the timestamps and stuff, the stuff's going to line up. All right? That eruption started happening at what? You guys seeing that? Right around 1900 is when that started. Let's go back over here to seeds. When did that one start? 1800. So what we're seeing here on this particular seeds imaging, this is coming at us. It looks like it's going to give us at least a little bit of a glancing blow. It doesn't look like a massive eruption though, okay? But that halo is coming at us. It's not going off the backside. And I just now walked you guys through what I do, at least the start of my process. So I wanted you guys to see that. Because you guys can do the same thing when you see these things, okay? So please go do that yourself also. Now, let me, and by the way, guys, thank you guys for all the gifted memberships and stuff and all the super chats. Cul-de-sac, thank you for the $30 one earlier over on the other stream. I just want to make sure I give you guys the proper shout outs. The gifted memberships, AA Ron, Genius, that stuff is helping me more than you guys could ever imagine. So anybody that decides to do that, it does. It really does help. And I don't think I don't know that if it's hard to come out like that. It is. I appreciate it, and I will never stop saying thank you. So if people get mad at me for that, I am sorry. I'm going to say thank you. My wife says thank you. My family says thank you. And I'm not just saying that. They really have asked me to say that to you guys. So just so you know. But this eruption is coming at us, okay? Now this one here, I don't think it is. So if I, let me pause this. Go here. Look over here. You can see the other eruptions happen. Okay? So all that stuff, and this one here, you see that? That's just now happening. That's actually after that second one. So we could be seeing another flare right there. Okay? And that's probably a CME involved. So let's take that back. Let's go look at a different angstrom. Come on. All right, here we go. This is also going to let me show you guys the coronal hole really well. The coronal hole, guys. You guys see how deep that is? Anybody that's watched my channel for any length of time is going to tell you that that is a completely opened up corona. There, you don't see any purple in there hardly at all. What that means is the atmosphere of the sun has completely peeled back right there. It's opened up. Charged particles are just flowing out of that right now. Now, in the sense of Earth, we're kind of lucky and unlucky, I guess. I don't know if you want to use those words or not. But because it is so far north, we will still connect to this. But a lot of that's going to go, we won't get a lot of that because of this. I do think that this particular sunspot does have a chance of putting us up into geomagnetic storms. Now, also, depending on how fast that's moving, given the new eruption here, oh, check that out. Did that filament release too? It sure did. That filament's releasing right now. After this eruption here. So probably what happened, we have an eruption here, and it destabilized this area enough that this filament's going to go ahead and rip off. Now, remember me talking about this yesterday. This is closer to the Earth strike zone now. So if it does erupt off and snap in the right direction, we could get hit with that. And we're going to have to wait and see. Now, with me seeing that, I want to show you guys this corona hole first, right? So we're going to get blasted with this stuff. Now, is it going to be enough to get us into geomagnetic storm level? I can't tell you that. I don't know yet. I won't know until we start seeing the initial data come in. And I'll be out here telling you about it when it happens. But let's look a little more deep into that filament real quick, okay? I want to go look at the 304. Okay, so let me let this thing load. This is ionized helium. Okay, it's just, again, it's another part of the light spectrum we can't see with our eyes. I want to look at this filament. It's still loading. Sorry, guys. So let's take a look and see what this thing does. Okay, right there on the end, it looks like it's starting to lift off. A lot of that, you see how it's kind of looping back? But I want you guys to take notice of how big this thing is. Okay? So this is a good way to show you the magnetic connection lines and how they work also. Just because it's up here, you can see it actually reconnect back to the sun. Why? Magnetics and gravity, it all plays a part. But that's what we call solar rain. It's not rain, obviously. It's not wind. Okay, these are highly charged particles traveling on a magnetic connection line, and it just so happens that the magnetic connection line here takes that shape. Okay, we often see them in arc signatures everywhere, and that's what you're seeing here. Okay, notice how this sunspot over here started going a little nuts. See it flaring? I have to say that the whole sun right now does seem to be a little bit on edge. We've not seen a bunch of eruptions or anything, But you remember me saying earlier on in the stream about how we needed to make sure and watch the geomagnetic activity if it stayed too low? I don't think that that's going to be an issue now after seeing all that. Okay, I do think we're probably going to get the stuff from the coronal hole. We're probably going to get at least a little bit of a hit from this eruption here, and we could possibly get another hit from this one. Because if you look here on the end, let me show you, right? You guys see how that hook isn't so much back to the sun now? It looks like it's snapping off right there, okay? So let me show you what I mean here. I'm going to back it up. Okay, you see how much closer it is to the sun, the peak part of it? And watch it, all that stuff, all that energy is going back to the sun right there, right? You can see the connection in the form of solar rain. But watch right here on the end. And again, I'm now casting. This is not forecasting. This is actually what's happening right as I'm talking to you. Okay, so let me stop it on that end there. You see that? So if I back it up more, see how it was connected back to the sun here? I think what's happened there, guys, it's broken that connection and it's lifting off. Okay? Now, does it mean the whole filament's going to lift off? No. It just means that part of the filament snapped out. Okay? See that? So, I do think that that's probably going to miss us if that's exactly where it went. But we have this one coming at us. At least it's what appears to be. And we won't have data for that till tomorrow. I'm not going to come out here and make some claim that we're going to get hit when I don't know that for sure. Okay? What I can say, judging by the models and the data that we do have, it does appear that we're going to be getting hit. See this halo? See that disruption right there? That's definitely coming from that eruption right there. So, and then we got the coronal hole to deal with. So, all right, one more thing and then we'll get you out of here, guys. SpaceWeather.com. Let's see here. Hey, look, hey. He was talking about the convergence earlier. He just posted this. So he must have seen the same thing. Dr. Tony Phillips, go over and check out his website, guys. It's called SpaceWeather.com. I shout him out every stream. He's an awesome just catalog of information for you. If you guys want to go back in time to see his other articles, all you got to do is come up here and change the date. So if I go back to yesterday and hit view, well, reason why is because we just turned to the 23rd. So let's go back one more day. Sorry. Okay, so he was talking about the auroras yesterday, remember? And that's the other thing too, guys. We had a CME fire off the backside that went right at Venus. Does that ring any bells now after what I just talked about? Even though it wasn't in a complete straight line with Jupiter, the convergence, when they get close like that, it can instigate the sun to fire at it. Okay? That's probably what happened. I can't say 100%, but when you get these alignments like that, and then you see this, Venus, in line with Jupiter, right? And a CME just happened. So, I mean, come on. I don't know what else to say there. But anyway, please go give him some love over here. Now, those are some more aurora, guys, that were... there's an island off the coast of Madagascar that was actually seeing aurora. This is in Africa, guys. This isn't something that... Yeah, we don't typically see this stuff, right? And they broke records in New Caledonia. First time you've ever been reported aurora there. All kinds of stuff with the aurora. And it all points to stuff that we talk about. What caused all that? Well, with all those CMEs and stuff that hit us. Should we have seen the activity we got with that from what we seen? I don't know. All I know is what happened. And all I know is I told you guys that we're probably going to get to a G4, possibly a G5. And in the back of my mind, I was thinking, man, we probably won't get to no G5 on that one. It just didn't look like that, guys. Okay? It was an X3 flare. It was multiple flares that produced CMEs, but it was an X3. That was the strongest flare we had during that whole thing. Usually flares of that size don't produce CMEs that do what it did to us. Now, it could have been that quote-unquote perfect storm conditions that caused it, right? Because during lower level impacts, if we're in that perfect storm condition, we can still take very significant hits. And I do think that played a part, but I don't think it was the whole part. I do think that things are changing. I really do. And it's just my opinion, and I can't point you directly to what's actually happening. It just seems to me, from my observations, we're getting stronger hits from stuff that shouldn't be that strong. Now, there's stuff to consider here too, guys. You know, data collection's different. Our technology's better. All this stuff, okay? That all needs to be considered when you draw your conclusion and have your opinion. I'm not going to tell you what to believe. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. No new taxes. Read my lips. The older people here are going to know. Holy cow, Deepquake. What the heck, brother? Wow, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That deserves an extra deck of cards, brother. You're going to get a couple decks. Go back and look at the members-only live stream, brother. Pick you out 2 or 3 decks. I'll send them to you. That's awesome, man. Thank you. Everybody else that just got all those memberships, which is a butt ton of them. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank Deep Paul for that. Deepquake Paul. And speaking of Deepquake Paul, I want you guys to go over to Matthew Shipley's channel. Okay? I shouted him out. I'm a moderator over there. He's a good dude, and he knows. My gosh, this man knows what he's talking about. He has so much knowledge. I wish I was even... He's a military guy. He does the channel just because he wants to. It's a non-profit channel. He tells you that straight up. He runs a 24-hour live stream. Right here. This is what it looks like. All the solar conditions. He's got 4K graphics. Matter of fact, I think he has 8K. If you're able to see 8K with your equipment. But he's got fiber optic connections, 4K everything. He's got this little Frankenstein astronaut that floats around. See him up here? Hold on, he'll come back through on the other side here, I think. Where'd he go? Where'd he go? Did he port? Oh, there he is. See? It's just really cool. So go show Matthew Shipley some love. Deepquake's over there a lot. So, yeah. Who else is over there a lot? Gunslinger's over there, I think, too. Gunslinger and a few others. Go check it out. It's worth checking out, guys. I'm not going to send you over here. He's a good dude. I mean, it just, yeah, stuff like that. It's hard to get that kind of quality and a good person at the same time. Look. This channel is non-for-profit, non-commercialized, no advertisements. We are enjoying the fruits of the labor of scientists. This is the beauty of generations of advancement of science. Couldn't have said it better, brother. I mean, my gosh, that just sums it up on this channel. And look what he's talking about here. Venus and Jupiter. See? Yeah. So go check him out, guys. It's a really cool channel. You're going to get nice people over here in the chat box. You really will. It's a 24-hour stream. So next time we see a big eruption, run over here and check it out on his stuff. Okay? You'll get a different visual. He really does put it out in a really awesome way. And during bigger events, he'll come on live himself for a short little update. Okay? So, you want to have a good time and learn some stuff at the same time? Come over there. All right, guys. So, I am going to go ahead and pop off, guys. Got stuff I got to do with the family. Get stuff fixed around here again. But yeah, so thank you guys and members, anybody who won the cards. Okay, let me run that down real quick. Deep Quake, you already know. Mary Miles. See here. Carmi Carnivore. And Susan Keithan. If I said your name, email me, okay? And I'm going to need some postage information to get to you. I need an address, a P.O. box, something to send you the cards. So I'll be looking for the emails, guys. If they don't claim it in like a week, I'll pick somebody else, okay? So anyway, guys, God bless. Yahusha saves, and yeah, you can drink this Kool-Aid.